What's up, Whites Army? Bloody hell, what a weekend it's been for our beloved Leeds United. I'm telling you right now, if you're not sitting down, you better find a chair because what I'm about to tell you will absolutely blow your mind. The boys in white have been making headlines left, right and center. And trust me when I say this, some of it will have you jumping off your sofa with pure joy, while other bits might just make you want to throw your remote at the telly. We've got 3 absolutely mental stories that have rocked Elland Road to its very foundations this weekend, and I'm not even exaggerating here. Whites Army. First up, we've got one of our legends doing something absolutely spectacular that had the entire footballing world talking. Then we've got some absolutely devastating news from the transfer market that'll make your blood boil when you hear how much other clubs are paying for players we desperately wanted. And finally, oh my days, we've got a transfer story so controversial, so absolutely bonkers, that it's got Leeds fans split right down the middle. Smash that like button if you're ready for this roller coaster, drop a comment telling me what you think, and if you haven't already, subscribe because you absolutely cannot miss what's coming next. But before we dive into the madness, let me ask you this. What would you say if I told you that one of our striker legends was spotted wearing another legend's shirt while absolutely smashing it on stage with one of the most famous bands in the world? And what if I told you that while that was happening, we were getting absolutely mugged off in the transfer market by clubs paying bargain prices for players we were quoted double for? Whites Army, buckle up because this story starts with pure magic and ends with controversy that will have you questioning everything you thought you knew about football transfers. Right, here we go then. The first story that's got everyone talking is our very own Patrick Bamford absolutely stealing the show at Temple Newsome this weekend. But this wasn't just any gig, Whites Army, this was the Kaiser Chiefs, the Leeds supporting legends themselves. And Bamford didn't just watch from the crowd like a normal punter. No. Our striker got up on stage, guitar in hand, wearing the iconic 2001 yellow away shirt with Viduka 9 on the back. Can you imagine the scenes? There's Bamford, championship trophy probably still warm from the parade celebrations, living his absolute best life on stage with the band that gave us some of the greatest football anthems of all time. The crowd went absolutely mental when they unveiled him. Picture this, thousands of Leeds fans, many wearing their white shirts, and there's our Patrick wearing the shirt of one of our greatest ever strikers, Mark Viduka, while belting out tunes with the Kaiser Chiefs. It was like watching 2 generations of Leeds legends collide in the most beautiful way possible. And you know what made it even better? Mark Viduka himself saw the whole thing and posted on Instagram saying it was, "What a pleasure to see his name on Bamford's back." How's that for respect between legends, eh? The Australian icon clearly loved seeing his legacy honoured by our current number 9. When you look at the numbers, Bamford's actually got a slightly better minutes per goal and assist record than Viduka did. Now before you all go mental in the comments, remember that Bamford's played 4 seasons in the Championship while Viduka only played Premier League football. But still, 60 goals and 25 assists in 205 games is nothing to sniff at, especially when you consider all the injuries Patrick's had to overcome. But here's where it gets mental. Whites Army. While Bamford was living his rockstar dreams and honouring our legends, the transfer market was about to deliver a hammer blow that would make your head spin. And just when we thought the weekend couldn't get any more dramatic, the transfer market decided to absolutely take the piss. Remember how I said there'd be news that would make your blood boil? Well, here it bloody is. Keeman Kelleher, the Liverpool goalkeeper we've been chasing all summer, the one we desperately need to sort out our goalkeeper situation after dropping Illan Meslier for the final 7 games of last season. He's gone. And where's he gone? To bloody Brentford for what can only be described as an absolute steal. Get this, Whites Army, Brentford have just signed Kelleher for 12.5 million, potentially rising to 18 million. 18 million! When we were being quoted 25 million or more for the same player. How's that for taking the absolute piss? While we're scraping around trying to negotiate fair prices, Brentford just waltz in and get themselves one of the Premier League's most promising goalkeepers for peanuts. The fans on social media are going absolutely mental, and rightly so. One supporter said if Brentford signed Kelleher for £12.5 million and we end up paying 30 million for someone like Ramsdale, then we deserve to go straight back down. Harsh words, but you can understand the frustration. Another fan said they'd have offered £15 million and boom, he's a Leeds player. But no, here we are, watching other clubs get bargains while we're left scrambling for alternatives. It's like watching your mate get served at the bar while you're still waiting after ordering 20 minutes ago. Daniel Farke desperately needs a new number 1 after losing faith in Meslier. And Carl Darlow isn't the long-term answer. We've been linked with 9 different goalkeepers. 9 including England internationals like Nick Pope, Sam Johnstone, and James Trafford, but none of them seem as gettable as Kelleher was, and now he's gone. But if you think that transfer disappointment was bad enough, wait until you hear about the absolutely controversial move that's got Leeds fans more divided than ever before. The Galatasaray bombshell that's splitting the fan base. Right then, White's Army, here's where things get absolutely mental and controversial. You thought the Kelleher situation was bad? Well, hold on to your scarves because what I'm about to tell you will either have you shouting brilliant signing or what the hell are we thinking? Gabriel Sara, remember that name because it's about to become the most talked about potential signing in Leeds United history for all the wrong reasons. The Brazilian attacking midfielder from Galatasaray. The Turkish club that we have more bad blood with than any other team on the planet. We're talking about the same Galatasaray where two of our fans, Christopher Loftus and Kevin Spiat, lost their lives before that UEFA Cup semi-final in 2000. The same club whose fans mocked our tragedy, whose players refused to wear black armbands. The club that Peter Ridsdale said lacked common decency. And now, Daniel Fark wants to sign one of their key players. Sara's had a brilliant season in Turkey, helping Galatasaray win the domestic double with 2 goals and 10 assists in 45 appearances. He was quality at Norwich before moving to Turkey, and there's no doubt he'd improve our squad massively. The 25-year-old Brazilian is exactly the type of creative attacking midfielder we desperately need. But here's the thing that's got everyone talking. Can we really sign a player from that club? The club that represents everything we hate in football. The supporters are absolutely split down the middle on this one. Some are saying if he's good enough, sign him and forget where he came from. Others are saying it would be a betrayal of our fallen fans' memory. One thing's for certain, if Sara does sign, he better be prepared for some serious pressure. Anytime he has a bad game, anytime he misplaces a pass, you know exactly what the criticism will focus on. But if he's brilliant, if he helps us stay in the Premier League and push on to better things, then maybe, just maybe, the Elland Road faithful will forgive and forget. So there you have it, White's Army. From Bamford's rockstar moment honouring our legends, to getting absolutely mugged off in the transfer market, to potentially signing a player from our most hated rivals, what a weekend it's been for our beloved Leeds United. Smash that like button if this story had you on the edge of your seat, subscribe if you want more explosive Leeds United content, and drop a comment telling me, would you take Gabriel Sara despite his Galatasaray connection, or are some things in football just unforgivable? Because at the end of the day, White's Army, football's about passion, loyalty, and sometimes making decisions that test everything you believe in. The question is, how far would you go to see Leeds United succeed, marching on together?